People of the internet, welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 17. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Premier League Baseball GM Mode Sim. It's been a couple of days and that's because it was the off season. We didn't have anything to do, and in between that, I actually had to move some things around in the house and in the studio. We are now in a new space in my house. I had to give up my old space to my son. He needed a private room to sleep in. He's one now, and it just wasn't working out. So I'm in like a nook den area now for my setup. I'm happier here. The vocals and acoustics here are actually quite nice. There's a rug, and it's a better place acoustically. The other place was so open and not filled with enough things. So I think this is going to work, and I'm just kind of getting the bugs and kinks worked out from moving an entire literal studio to another part of a house. That being said, it's my common term, that being said, I am here, and we are the Brooklyn Atlantics, and we're going into the new season. I am excited. I hope you are too. In the last video, we kind of recapped our abysmal season with an upside, an uptick, a positive note. Edgar Cantu, right here, this guy, $452,000, 2 years left. We get him this season and next season cheaper. That is going to be our saving grace. But that's not all that happened since we last spoke. We have done a lot of things, and we've gone a lot of places, and I wanted to put out a draft video. And it just so happened that the draft was happening while I was moving equipment, so I was just unable to do that. So I filled you guys in instead with a video from E3 about the Microsoft presentation last week. So I hope you were able to check that out on the channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing some big things in the future with the Xbox team. More info on that in another video. But for now, we're talking baseball. And we're talking manager history because I wanted to show you we are in a little bit of a rough spot going into 1954. Okay, we've been 66 and 100, not looking good. 66 and 98. We're not doing too good, but we are going to be competitive this season if it kills me. And there are some things that I've done and some things I'm going to do that I can't really tell anyone yet. I hope you guys keep it quiet, okay? Because I know they watch. Okay, I know they watch. Don't tell them. We're going to work the system, okay? But first, let's take a look at what we did. So we're going back here. We're going to November, I believe. Yep. So let's recap. Back in August, we picked up Tom Wilson, right? We were good there. Perdomo got injured again, one of our star guys, our prospects coming up, and that caught us up to the end of the season, right? August 1953. We go into October. We demoted Conda to Dallas. We demoted Flig to Dallas. We purchased the contract to Flig from AAA Dallas, and then we picked up Andrade as a filler for our third baseman in the A. We have since let him go because it just did not work out. Whatever, that's fine. We get into November, and this is where we need to pay attention to what happened. A lot of people. We lost some people, we renewed some people, and some crazy things happened in between all of that. So let's start with the things you're not going to see on here. A couple of things have transpired. Number one is Kevin Burleson was on an option. Our star pitcher that got injured way too early in the season for the rest of the season with a back injury. He decided to opt in. He's getting another $550K, and he's back, baby. We got him for another season. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's go and take a look at where he's at right now. $650K, sorry. We have him for 4 years. He is in like Flynn. We got him for the rest of his time with us. So we're good there. I'm pretty happy about that. This was an option year. He decided to stay. Now, where I'm not too happy about is Jesus Romero. Also decided to stay. He had his option, and he decided to hold that out and not hold out, but renew his contract. He decided to stay. That's not all. We had one more person decide to stay, and I can't seem to remember who he is. Oh, wait, yes, I can. Victor Chavez. He decided to stay. We have a team that's in the tank, and two of the three people I wish had not signed, and they decided to stay and keep their contracts. Now, there's one more person who is on our boat, and you're not going to see him in this list. And that's because he's over here. Mr. Cortez Nieves. He sent me a message, an email, a mail. He sent me a telegram because it's 1954. He said, "Dear GM, stop. I hate this team. Stop. Let me out of here. Stop." He optioned in. He opted to keep another season on his contract for $100K, and he wants out. He said, "This team is tanking. It's plain as day. Trade me off this team." I tried everything I could, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to get rid of him. He wouldn't go. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. None whatsoever. So what have I done? I sent him to the single A ball. And he is a closer. He will be my number one closer, and all of my single A and probably double A prospects will develop so well because of it. I'm so happy about this. I know he's going to be pissed, and it's not going to go well. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm going to let him stew about this until he apologizes. I know his ERA doesn't look bad, but he lost us every single game he could. I mean that. He was terrible. 1 home run per 9, 4 walks per 9. Yeah, he had 8 strikeouts per 9, but you saw the games. He was killing us. So what do? What do I do? He's 35, and I got him for another 3 seasons. 5 seasons. I got him forever. I don't know what to do. Do I bring him back up? Do I bring him to the double A? I don't know. He made me angry. So right now he's stuck in single A as a closer, and he's going to be the best damn closer single A ball has seen in 4 years, because that's all our league's been around for. So what next? That's going to be your question. Let's look at the transaction log, and let's show you how we fixed our team outside of that. And let me know in the comments what we should do about Cortez Nieves, because I don't know what to do about him. Nothing's working in the pitching, and that's why we have an ace in the hole. We have a big thing happening in the minor leagues that I will show you at the end of this video. Let's go back to November. So, Romero renews. McGurk, we lost him. I'm okay with that. Wasn't the best season. It wasn't the worst season. Played 30 games. Played a lot of games. Double the games he played in the past 2 seasons. Pitched 40 innings. Didn't do the best. He's gone. Starks renewed. Martin renewed. Clark renewed. Great things there. Wilson's renewed for 1 more season, so we got him. Zamorano, now he's officially on our roster. Okay, we have him for 5 seasons starting this season. We got to make the best of him. Okay, that's going to be one piece of our puzzle. Is Zamorano coming up? Inselman's a free agent. No big deal. We knew that was a filler role because Espinosa's back, and he's back on a contract. Now, a big hole in our system is center fielders. We don't have a lot in AAA. In fact, we had almost none. Chad Smart was gone. Okay? That was a problem. Jim Weiss, renewed. Kleinmeyer renewed. Pena renewed. Fountain renewed. So we got a lot of guys on minor league deals. As soon as these big contracts that I screwed up at the beginning of this game and that the AI gave me expire, we will be okay. Now, we did release a guy from single A, another second baseman from single A, starting pitcher from double A, and Tony Crespo, who I thought could be something, but his movement and his control did not get any better, so he's gone. Now, we get into the draft, okay? This is huge. We had the 3rd pick in the draft, and I was consulting with everybody. Special consultants, baseball consultants, consultants about consultants. No, literally, I talked to everybody, and we came up with a plan. And the plan was, we're getting Mr. Brian Capra. And we did. Literally, if we look at this here, I had a list of 41 guys. There were 100 picks in the draft. I got everyone that I wanted in my top 30. So, top 30 list, every one of these guys you see here in front of you right now, I got. They were in my 30. Okay? And Capra, Askey, and Kirshner, 1, 2, and 3. Powell was number 7. We did so well. And I know you're like, who are these people, right? They're no big deal. I didn't show you the draft list, Penguin. I'm sorry. Yes, let's go look at this right now. Mr. Brian Capra is considered the number 1 prospect in the league. He wasn't rated number 1 by any scout. I intentionally went and got him. He was actually rated 5th on my scout list. of top guys to go. He's now ranked number 1 in the league. Why? Just look at his raw power. He is a 5.44 right out of college. He's going to be a 6.56 according to MyScout, 8.64 according to OSA. We should fall somewhere in the middle of that. So if we get an eye of 5, a power of 6, and a contact somewhere in between 6 and 8, we're going to be okay. Superstar potential. Build a franchise around. This guy is good. So we took him and immediately moved him to AA ball, okay? He is in AA ball. That's where he's going to start. We're blowing past single A. We're going to AA, and if all goes well midseason, we're moving up to AAA. Now, I know what you're going to ask. What happens to Perdomo? Great question, okay? I understand. I'm going to show you. Here's what we did. Capra's starting. Perdomo's getting every 7th game. He's also filler for the other 2 fielding positions, and he's the first pinch hitter and the first pinch runner. He's going to get time, and the idea is Capra will do so well that we'll move him right up into AAA ball mid-season. He will be ready for next season. That's where we're going to fill in our center field. Now, we also had to make a move in AAA to account for this, okay? Valenzuela, we had him and Punkachar also in center field. They moved up to AAA this season. They were ready to go. They're going to be stars. They're on my top 200 prospect list, okay? So we had them as well, and we said, okay, we can't really have 2 more center fielders. That's a huge problem. So I took Valenzuela. I moved him to left field. He's starting left field. And Punkachar is up at the major league. We made the call up. We're going to take him right now. He is mainly a filler for a season, and then he'll become a backup role. But right now, he's up there. He had the same stats as Chad Smart, except better fielding. So I figured, that's not going to get us in too much trouble. He can bat 8th. My manager seems to think he can lead off. He is super fast. Chad Smart was super slow. I think this will work out. In the meantime, we are waiting for an offer to hear back for a center fielder in AAA ball. That is currently the only position we are waiting on in the offseason. And we are in May 14th. Spring training is just around the corner, but we should pick up that center fielder and we'll be okay. So no worries there. Do not fret. Do not worry. I got this under control. Now, back to what we were doing. Looking at the draft. Second pick we got. 21 pick overall. Jesse Askey, a shortstop. We have Grandjean. We don't have anybody else. We have no shortstops in our prospect pool. We got basically nobody. Now we have a solid prospect guy. Look at these ratings. 8, 8, 8. Speed, stealing, base running. Range 7. Arm 8. Shortstop rating 6. What about his stats? 5.35. That's okay. We're not going to get the most power out of him, and I know you've been saying, I need power, I need power, I need power. If I can get a 5 contact and a 5 eye, we will be okay. This scout doesn't seem to think he's going to be as good. Every other scout I spoke with and some GMs I talked to rank him high. I need a solid guy in shortstop to be my next go. So Askey, I have high hopes for. He has a high ceiling, and he's super fast, and his fielding ratings are high. I think this is a good move. He will be, and at worst case scenario, he is a fielding defensive sub, and that's what we need in the field right now because our defensive efficiency dropped and tanked. That's not okay. Third pick, Kirshner. Okay, Kirshner is also a good pick. Not as good speed-wise. He's a first baseman. It's all right. Look at these hitting stats. 6.66. That might seem like a devil to some of you, but he's just out of college, and he's already hit his max contact, and he's projected to do the same for power and for eye. If I can get that in first base, I'm good to go. Even if it takes him 2 or 3 seasons. I got Alston, okay? And I got Kober. I got a first and second baseman. We're good for right now. We just have to wait and see how this develops, and I think it will develop really well. All 3 of these guys, I want to point out, they are in AA ball right now. I did not put them in single A to start. They're all college. They're all 21 or older. They are in AA ball. That's where they're going to start. Keith Powell got him number 7. He's 19. He, again, 8, 8, 8. Like, I really researched these draft picks. I spent a lot of time making sure we had the right players to win this season. We are going to win this season. Range 7, error 8, fielding arm 4, play center field 5. Here's another center fielder. He can be a backup role. Okay? He is my backup role for Capra. This is how it's going to go together. It's a beautiful thing. A pinch runner. We need him. Look at his stats. Not the best thing in the world. Power 5. I need him to hit that mark. Easy to dream on this kid. Makes the game look easy. Should have a long career ahead. This is what I need. Okay, so there are pieces to the puzzle. We're putting them together. I don't know if you can tell, but they're slowly coming together. Now, Serigny in the A. We picked him up. Number 5, okay? 5th pick, we picked him up. I think he was like pick 20 on my list. High stats again. Boom, boom. Look at these. Range, DP, error and arm, speed, stealing, base running. Plays multiple positions. So here's my utility second baseman, okay? We have a couple of second basemen that can kind of be good. Kleinmeyer's a good example of that. Nieto's not going to turn out to be anything. So we have a backup option here, okay? We're kind of rounding out. We had pitchers all last season. I got pitchers out the wazoo, okay? Oh, also, I did trade a pitcher, Garcia, AAA. I traded him for Pinson, who's a prospect in single A right now. So I made that trade to Rushpock's team, Wichita, to help him out and to kind of unload a pitcher that was going to rot really in AAA if I didn't move him up soon. So that was a good move for us because he is a high-rated utility player as well. We need utility players. We need players that can play backup without having to have specific roles. I'm eating up bench space just by having specific role players and not going anywhere. They're not doing anything. I need one guy that can play a bunch of positions and fill the roles when needed. So this is going to be one of those guys as well if we can turn it into that. These other guys, they're not the best. They're not the worst, okay? They're kind of high-end picks. I got who I needed. Jermaine, you can see his stats here. Another fast guy. 5.5 on eye and power. If I can get that, I'll be happy. Kind of not the best, but he was certainly someone to look for. The ratings were pretty high on him. Therian, another example of that. He's a utility player. First, left, and right field. Home run power was a 6, so I figured we could try it and see how it goes. Has a skill to get up in the lineup one day to be a solid hitter. Thought that would be good. Below average contact hitter, meh. Ceiling on power is high. I can deal with that, right? I can deal with that. And we got time. These guys are 19. We're going to have time to deal with this. Ciula, another player who is insanely good defensively. So we have another second baseman we can count on and hopefully call up. I basically got backups to backups to see if one of my picks didn't pan out, will this one pan out? And his ratings are insanely high as well. Gap power's already maxed. Contact's already maxed. If we can get the power to 4, eye to 6, we're going to be good, okay? This is good. They're not all-star franchise players. We got Capra for that. But these are solid filler players to be starting roles in the future. Grascheck, another example. 5.55 across the board. 5.56. We're going to be good. Hard to see him being a superstar. Easy to see he's having a long career. 270 hitter. I'm good with that. As a catcher, that's like a Mike Piazza. And remind me to get on catchers. We're going to talk at the end of this video. And once we recap this, we're going to get into AAA stuff. Okay, so just stay tuned. Mason Rabe. This guy blew me away. And here's why. Catcher ability, 7. Arm, 6. Defensive, 7. I don't need him to hit. I need him to play catch baseball, okay? He is in the single A right now, and that's simply because there's a plan, okay? There's a plan. We made a couple of changes. Oh, I told you we got Pinson as well. Here's Pinson's numbers, by the way. Another 8.88 player, okay? 7.56, 7. Look at these stats. Defensively, we're going to be stellar. I know we needed some power, but I have the power now, okay? We picked up 3 players that have the power there. The top 3 picks, they had some power, okay? We have Cantu. Cobra and Austin are starting to hit. Philpott makes power or contact. We have the tools now, okay? This is good news. I feel really good about this. We need a couple more power guys we can pick up kind of next season, but we're building, okay? This is a building process, and I am super thrilled about this. So Pinson is also on my list. Now, what are we doing up at the major league level? A couple of things. Let's look at our lineup, first of all, for the field. See what we're dealing with. Left and right doesn't really matter too much. There isn't any change, actually, across the board. My depth chart and my lineup are the same, and that's according to my manager to verify that, and my bench coach. They all kind of agreed. So, leading off here, Punkochar, okay? We called him up. He was a center fielder. He was going to play in AAA this season. We moved him up to be the starter. He's going to do no worse than Chad Smart. So I'll take it. 286, 370 in the double A. Let's see how that translates. He had a couple of injuries, limited plate appearances, but he's got defensive stats. I just need a stopgap. I need a stopgap for 1 season. If I can get that out of him, I will be in good shape. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. I think this is a good move, and this is after consulting with a bunch of people. I think this is great. Now, the familiar faces round out the pool, okay? We got Fountain, we got Philpott, Cantu. Look at my 1 through 4 now compared to what it was last season. Questionable last season. At least now we have some talent. Alston, 5th. Grandjean, Hymas, and Kober, who surprisingly is going to bat 8th. Let's see if he can turn around a 229 season to something better. I hope he can put a little bit more oomph on his step, right? That's what I'm hoping for. We have him for another... Well, he can opt out this season. I'm kind of hoping he does. I'm not going to lie. Kind of hoping he does. But if he doesn't, we got him for $400K for 2 more seasons with another opt-out. That's fine. Bonus, he gets paid if he hits 270, okay? Or 270 plate appearances. I don't know if he actually did that. I don't really know. Let's see. He didn't get that this season. He didn't get his 270, okay? So he needs to get more money. He needs to need to play to get more money. He needs to come up more. So we got to get that going. His stats aren't the best. He's peaked already. Lacks the hitting tools to play in the big leagues, but he was a talented player when I signed him in the 50s, and I made a bad decision in 1950, and now we're stuck with it. Okay, we're stuck with it for a couple seasons. It is what it is. So that's my lineup, and you're going to tell me Fountain isn't your answer, and I agree with you. He has not done it for me. I was not too many errors. Okay, we go and look at where's his fielding stats? There it is. Hang on. How do I see career fielding stats? There it is. He had 8 errors, okay? I'm not cool with that as a catcher at all, okay? Caught stealing, 10. Caught stealing percentage, 14%. I need better than that. So I have an answer, okay? Here's what we're going to do. Don't tell anybody this. This is what we're going to do. We got right now, sitting in here, and sitting in the double A, Sarah Piglia. He's a good player. 6'4". Not the best, not the worst. Kind of middle ground. It's kind of where most of my players live. But let's take a look at Tony Pena. Oh, man. Look at that. Tony Pena, 6'6". Catcher arm and ability. He is ready right now. He's 21. He will be ready right now to come step into the major league, and he will be my future catcher until Rabe, or Rabe, however you want to call him, gets a little bit better, or Sarah Piglia gets a little bit better. We'll see. I don't know. He has no hitting. No hitting. I'm not looking for hitting. Not for a catcher. I need someone who can actually make an impact defensively as a catcher. Not give up errors. Not make mistakes, okay? 1.4 WAR. I'm ready for this guy to make the call. So what's going to happen here, I'm going to walk you through this. Once the season starts in June, May 14th, it's up here. Once it starts in June, what we're going to do is we're going to send down Pena, this Pena, call up this Tony Pena, and then Fountain will become the backup. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Fountain will become a backup, and it'll probably be the number 2 pinch hitter when all's said and done. Okay? That is what we're going to do. We look at the lineup here, and we see that we have some talent. Grandjean's back. Hooray. Okay, Wilson's going to play a utility position, third base and shortstop. Kleinmeyer, utility position, center field and second base. He can play center field. He has a rating of 3. And then Weiss is the outfielder, and we have the utility. Okay, Wilson's a defensive sub. We just need to shore up the catcher, and then we have 1 season to get through. Okay, 1 season, minimal, easy, right? Easy, 1 season to make a winning season. Punkachar can do his job, and we will be okay. So this is what we're looking at. Now you're going to say, Penguin, that's just your hitting. What about your pitching? I'm glad you asked. I got 24 players called up right now. What can we do? Wait, why do I have 24? Hang on. Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yep. I'm good. I'm remembering what I'm doing. Don't worry. Everything's okay. Just making sure I had the count right. We got room for a couple of people, so we can do a couple of things. Zelaya is obviously our closer. We know that. Williamson's garbage. Chavez is garbage. Romero's god awful. Okay, he blew I don't know how many games. Just terrible performance. Lombard's my only hope. So you can see, avoid high leverage. Middle relief for Romero. Use less often. Normal for Lombard. Rydals are set up. Chavez is here. I can do a couple of things. One thing we're going to do, and this is huge. This is huge. I was looking through my list here, and on my prospect list, I got a couple of big guys. You can see I got Konda here, who served us pretty well for 57 days in the major league. He did really great for us. He's 26. He's ready to come up, so he's good. He's going to be filling in for whatever injuries will plague us later on. I'm not even worried about that. He's good. I am 100% confident with him. But there's another guy, two guys sitting here that need to go up soon, or they're going to sit and die in the minor league. Number one is Andres Moreno. Look at this guy. 7.56. He's a setup guy. He was a closer in AAA for a long time. He was my closer. Okay? Then Zamorano came along. And then Hernandez came along. So, sometime in this game, mid-season, we're moving up Moreno. It's happening. He's my call-up. I'm going to call him up mid-season. I don't want to say mid-season. I mean in the somewhere, not at the beginning of the season, middle. Puncachar I had to call up right now. Pena is going to be the same way, middle of the season, like 5 games in, 6 games in, maybe 10. See how the season goes. Let me export because Jeff said he's simming in 5 minutes. Let me send that up there. Boom. Okay, that's done. Now, the other move we're going to make is huge, and that's because we have way too much talent happening down here. I tried to move some of my prospects away in the immediate because we can't fill the roles. Way too many pitchers that I'm paying too much money for, so I can't bring up anybody. Hernandez, Armando Hernandez. He wants to be playing in the majors, so he's already unhappy. I have to change that. Locally, he's super popular because he's amazing. Look at these stats, 866. He is my... If he's not my closer because Zelaya's around, he is definitely my main setup guy. So like I can have 2 solid setup guys that I can have for 6 seasons if I do this right. The stats don't lie. Look at these things. 0.83 ERA. 19 saves. This is Zelaya Jr. If I have him sit for one more season, his ratings are either going to go down or he's going to get mad. And he's 26. I can get him for 6 seasons at 32. I'm good. Zelaya's going to do what he does, but now I have a secondary closer and a setup guy. So what I'm thinking is, and you can see he played a couple of games already up there at the major league level, 28 days. So I gotta watch that number. Okay, we have to keep this under 5 years, going into year 6. Make sure that stays under 5, so we get him for an extra season. So here's what the plan is. Tell me what to do with some of these players. Do I send them down? I'm going to pay for them anyway. I can't cut them. I can't trade them. I have no one that wants to take them. So instead of having them not play, I can just send them down and have them help win games for the younger teams, have them grow, have them grow my prospects. I'm okay with that, especially my hitters. I need that. But I have one spot immediately to fill, and I'm probably going to make it filled with Hernandez. Call him up first, maybe in game 15. Then I call up Moreno when someone gets injured, or Konda when someone gets injured. So that the end of the day here, we're going to have some people filling some roles, and then that allows us to move up in the system and kind of open that space up. So we're starting that process of filtering in some guys as some of the bigger contracts go away. What do you think about that master plan? Pretty great. I think it's great. Let me know if you agree. I want to hear your feedback on it. This is important. This was a big video to cover. We got a lot done, but we talked about a lot of different aspects of the team and where we're sitting. Tonight we start spring training, and then from there we will get into the main season shortly thereafter. So it's up to you all to let me know what you think, how we're going to progress, what we look like. I need your feedback on that, and we will take that all into consideration, and we will move forward. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I will show you real quick our front office. We are projected to lose more money this season. I need to we're going to lose $800,000 this season. These contracts are killing us. We are budgeted for $4.8 million, and we can't bring in that money. So right now, they only think we're going to get $520,000 in revenue. I had my prices set a little bit too high. They were at $215. Okay, I lowered them to $199. I should see more tickets come in. We'll be fine. Don't worry about that. We need to make the playoffs. The playoff money is huge. Fan loyalty is above average. Market size is huge. Fan interest slipped down from 96 to 91. I'm not worried about that. We can get it back together. We just need this to fall through and actually happen. Look at player development. We're ranked 3rd now out of 18 because we called up a couple of people. Some things have changed. A couple of people like Aguilar. Okay, he's down there. He didn't develop, so he's not in my top prospects anymore. Perdomo still is, I think. Yeah, Perdomo still is. So you can see where we rank. We got some great talent. We need to take advantage of it. So in the next video, we will recap spring training. We will look at our AAA roster completely. And the next video should be the start of the season. We will look at AA and single A and the start of our season. And then we make the call-ups, okay? All of this can happen. I'm really excited. I have good hopes and thoughts for this season. I am optimistic. I think I made the right moves. I think we together, with the input I had from a couple of you, got this team back on track. We just need to drop these contracts, let them fall off the wayside, okay? Upcoming free agency. All players. I got nobody dropping this season unless they opt out of contracts. I need them to do that. But I think they're going to get way too much money to stay. So we're going to be in a little bit of a problem for a while. But in a season or two, we come out of that because we look at salaries. We go to 55, and look at that. Williamson, Rydell, Chavez, Martin, Grandjean, all gone. Okay? So we're going to save a little bit of money there, and then we go to 56, and then we got Austin's gone, 57, Cantu's gone. So like we're going to be okay in like 3 seasons, but we're really tight right now, and we're just hoping that we can kind of outlast the storm, right? That's all we're trying to do. If we can do that, we are going to be set. So I will leave this here. I will bring you back to the roster screen where you can actually, what I'll do is I'll bring up the home screen. Hang on, that's not what I want to show. No, the link is in the description. You can go to the website and you can see my entire team, all the organization. I will leave this screen up so you can see our finances for what we're looking like. We are back on track. I think we're good. Let me know if you agree. Follow me all over social media at F5Penguin. I am F5Penguin. I am glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're back, and we will do this again tomorrow. Not the same time, but definitely the same place here on YouTube. You can watch more Out of the Park Baseball 17 and the Premier League Baseball GM Mode Sim. Till the next video, I will see you then.